Hey guys, it's Greg from DadPad Gaming, and today we are reviewing Hifi Rush. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Microsoft kicks off 2023 with the Microsoft Developer Direct. This particular event was extremely important considering that Microsoft and Xbox went through 2022 as another year struggling to bring first-party exclusives to their platform. After a noticeable absence from the Game Awards, let's see if the shadow-dropped Hifi Rush has what it takes to get Xbox and Microsoft back on track. So, what exactly is Hifi Rush? The easiest way to put it is, imagine if Sunset Overdrive and Devil May Cry had a baby and then forced you to play to the beat of a mostly original soundtrack that's fairly decent. Hifi Rush is centered around Chai and his gang of misfits who are on a journey to overthrow an evil corporation. The story begins as Chai is derping around and ends up in an accident that merges his iPod into his heart. From there, Chai can see the rhythm of everything around him and uses his new abilities to fight that evil corporation. Hifi Rush does a lot of things very well. At the top of that list is the aesthetic. It does not take much to look at this game and realize how absolutely pretty it is. The world of Hifi Rush is vibrantly pretty, and it's just really cool to see everything in the world move and react to the music. And it's not just the world that's full of charm, the characters are too. The banter between Chai and Peppermint are top tier, but even the cat, 808, proves time and time again that he's the bestest boy, and I can't forget about my personal favorite, Smidge, the tutorial robot refrigerator thing. Anyway, he's awesome. And honestly, that's one of the things that works so well about Hifi Rush. There's a large cast of characters, all of them are extremely different, and all of them, including the villains, are very, very likable in their own right. But not only does this game look good, it actually performs well. My RTX 3070 Ti was able to pull off a full 4K at 60 frames a second without a single stutter. And performance here is extremely important because combat is king. Like most hack and slash games, Hifi Rush breaks its combat into a few different sectors of fighting. We have our light, our heavy attacks, a parry, a dodge, and then we also have assist characters, which is a little different than some hack and slashes. And while you don't have to actually fight and attack to the beat, it is incentivized that you do. Entering your inputs on beat will give you a bonus as far as damage dealt and also give you additional points per enemy encounter. And points are important to rack up because just like Devil May Cry, there's an in-game store that will allow you to buy new attacks, new combos, new specials, and increase the stats for Chai. Between customizing Chai and the actual combat mechanics, there are plenty of things to learn and master, which will incentivize playthroughs again and again as you try to max out an S rank on each enemy encounter. And despite the fact that the combat in Hifi Rush can get pretty deep, the game does a really good job of giving you new mechanics little by little until you've learned everything. And once all the mechanics are down, they'll even start to add in new assist type characters. It's really awesome because they do such a good job of drip feeding in new combos, characters, and mechanics. It really keeps the game fresh through its entire 10 to 12 hour run. Now, Hifi Rush does have a few places where it does slip up a tad bit. The biggest offender is that the opening of this game is kind of slow, and not necessarily in the sense that it is uninteresting. It's more so the fact that the tutorial is pretty handholdy at the beginning. But even with the tutorials being a bit of a problem, I've got to tip my hat to Tango Gameworks, because in introducing the character Smidge, it actually brings a little bit of fun to what would otherwise be yet another boring tutorial. The platforming in Hi-Fi Rush is also a bit questionable. It's not necessarily bad, but it isn't the greatest. I think a lot of the platforming issue comes from the fact that while Chai actually does jump fairly high, especially with his double jump, his jump distance is not the greatest, and a lot of times it made for me under jumping situations that should have been very easy platforming sections. And all in all, Hi-Fi Rush does have a pretty good difficulty curve, but the final boss is a difficulty spike that was kind of unexpected, where I was able to get through most boss and regular enemy encounters in one try. There were of course a few that took me 2 to 3 tries to get past, but the final boss took me easily 10 to 15 tries before I got the hang of it and was able to get past him. While I don't find this to be a game breaker in any form or another, it is one of those things that was very unexpected in the grand scheme of things. I had a blast with Hi-Fi Rush, and despite the fact that it's only January here in 2023, I can say with confidence now that Hi-Fi Rush can be the biggest surprise of the year. It's apparent that Bethesda and Tango Gameworks has something special when it comes to the aesthetic department, because not only is Hi-Fi Rush a good looking game, but the previous title, Ghostwire Tokyo, looked equally as cool. At $30 on Steam, and also available for $30 on Xbox and for free on Game Pass, this is a steal. Not only is Hi-Fi Rush a great starter for Xbox, but it's also a great game to start off 2023. I'm going to give Hi-Fi Rush an 8 out of 10. Of course, as always, guys, thank you so much for checking out another review here on the Blerd Lines Media channel. Keep it locked here for more podcasts, reviews, and much more content to come. Also, be sure to drop a like and a comment. Let us know, do you have Hi-Fi Rush? Do you have Game Pass and you plan on trying it out for yourself, or anything else in between? Have a good day, guys.